Hello again, YouTube. I finally upgraded and got a tripod so I can do a little bit more extensive videos. So today I'm just gonna make a quick video on how to disassemble your AR15 for cleaning. I already have the bolt locked open so we can check clear. Of course, you're gonna always point in the safe direction no matter what. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the bolt down. So you've got this pin in the front of the lower receiver and in the rear. Obviously rear takedown pin, front takedown pin. So usually you can just take the rear and open the gun up like this and have everything available, but I'm going to take the front off as well just so I can take the lower receiver and put it elsewhere in the meantime. So I'm going to set that off to the side here. So now I've just got my upper receiver. So I'm going to unlock this right here. I'm going to take my bolt out, set that down. You can take your charging handle out if it happens to be dirty as well. Set that to the side. Now you've pretty much got everything out. So I'm not going to actually do the cleaning, but I'm going to show you what I use to clean it and how to disassemble it fully. So a lot of people will just stop here. They'll clean off their bolt. They'll clean the inside of the receiver here, so something that can make that very easy. I like to use these long pointed Q-tips. That will make life a lot easier when it comes to cleaning the inside. You have your AR15 chamber brush. You can find those very cheap, probably like $1. You're gonna use a 22 caliber bore brush. And then you're gonna have some form of cleaning rod like this. Depending on your barrel length is really going to depend on how many of these extensions you use. I pretty much always use all of them because I use 16, 18-inch barrels, at least for my 5.56. So you can just give this charging handle a quick wipe down and then just a light lubricant. Literally just, as you can see, where the finish is wearing off, you can just lightly lubricate the whole thing, but the inside doesn't really make contact with anything, so it doesn't really matter too much there. Now, we can take it a step further, which I like to do because I like to do all of my maintenance in detail. We can take this bolt carrier group apart. So, now I can take the whole bolt out. This is the actual bolt. This is the bolt carrier. All of these together is the bolt carrier group. That's why you will see BCG, bolt carrier group. However, this is the actual bolt of the firearm. You can further take this down. I don't suggest it. I mean, it's not hard. I just don't suggest it because most of the time you really don't need to do that. All right. So here's a quick little edit because I realized that I had the BCG completely out of frame a little too late. So I just wanted to make sure to clarify this one part real quick. So I'll re-go over this. So taking apart, let me just make sure that's good. Okay, so taking apart this BCG. I used a dummy round. You can use an actual round. You can use just something small, like paper clip, anything. You just want to hook in to this firing pin, retainer pin right here. You're gonna take that out. Remember, don't lose that. Set it to the side. You're going to drop your firing pin out. And then what I was mentioning before, which was probably off camera, which I may just cut it out of the video. I use my firing pin. You can use just anything that's small. But what I was explaining is that my cam pin here is different. I'm using a Lantac M-Spec BCG. So this one is actually round with one flat side. Your typical one is going to be a rectangle shape. And you want to turn that rectangle to be parallel with the BCG so that you can clear the gas key. So on this one, I got the flat side lined up, and then I kind of just pry it out there. So you can pry it out. Come on. There we go. So just pry it out. Put that off to the side. And once you do that, you have access to the bolt. Take everything apart, as I was explaining, so we can get a little bit closer view on that. You can see the extractor hook, and you can see the ejector pin. So I believe that was everything I needed to clarify. Just gonna do the quick put back together. So just remember the extractor hook is going to, why aren't you going there? There we go. Extractor hook is going to face the right side, assuming you have a regular handed, right-handed AR15. You're gonna get that hole lined up there, making sure that that extractor hook is on the right side. I'm gonna put that cam pin back in. Your normal cam pin is gonna be rectangular, like I said. You're gonna turn that cam pin to be perpendicular. You're going to then stick your firing pin back in. Actually, I'm just gonna wipe mine real quick. Just gonna wipe that down real quick. Just make sure you don't see any damage on the tip there. That looks good. So, just real quick, just drop it in through the back there. Line it up. And whoop, should just go right in, right there. And then of course that little pin that you don't want to lose, what I was explaining. These little teeth here, they have a little bit of separation. Sometimes it won't go in, so you just kind of push it in a way that you kind of close the teeth together while you're pushing it through. And then you're going to turn it, and it's going to fit right in there. Hope that clarifies. Just wanted to clear that up real quick because I'm new to this and I did not realize that I was not recording that in frame at all. Firing pin won't come out. When you are installing this back in the gun, let me grab a rag real quick. Alright. So when you are installing this back in the gun, which by the way, I will go ahead and leave my little tidbit here. This is probably going to get me flamed by a lot of people, and I don't care because it's worked for me and it seems to be keeping my guns working very great. But I actually use a little bit of motor oil here. People will ask me 10W30, 5W30, thinking it's a joke, but I actually, I use 10W30 and it's hotter weather, 5W if it's colder weather, if I plan on being out in that weather. I mean, it's the same with my car. I have a 97 Honda, I'll do the same thing, and it seems to be working that way, you know? Working very well. So when you're putting the BCG and the charging handle back in the gun, first you want to start with, notice these little fins here on the side. You'll notice in the upper receiver, which it won't be able to show in this video, but when you look inside, you'll see those little cutouts for those fins to fit in. You'll stick that in there, and it should go up. And now that it's up, I pushed it forward slightly so it doesn't fall back out through those same cutouts. When you're putting your bolt carrier group in, you want to make sure that the bolt is extended out all the way. Now that it's extended, the gas key is going to fit into the groove of the charging handle while you slide it into the receiver, and then everything should just click right into place. Everything's good, it should be locked. You can close your ejection port. We already handled the lower receiver. Make sure your pins are out all the way. You don't want to sit there slamming it, wondering why it's not closing, and realize that one of your pins closed partially or fully. So make sure that both of these takedown pins are extended out all the way. I'm gonna stick that on there, and then I'll usually just push the rear in, push the front in. It doesn't matter which order you do that, it just depends on how you're handling it and how I was handling it. It was easier to do that first. Now that that's all together, I'm gonna function test. Okay, that seems to be working. I'm gonna take this off safe, remembering that it is unloaded. Yes, I took it apart. I know there's nothing in there, but we always want to exercise caution no matter what. It's about building good habits. It's on fire. Okay, hammer dropped. I'm holding the trigger down. Cycling. Trigger reset. Try it again. A little bit slower this time. All right, making sure everything is safe. There have been, in the past, triggers I've had where I had to change out disconnectors because when I released it really slowly, it didn't reset, it just dropped the hammer again. So that's why you want to always function test. I'll even do it a third time. Wait. And everything is safe. Now I'll put that on safe, I'll close my ejection port, and I'm done maintaining my tools. I hope you guys found this informative, and I hope that this helps a lot of people to be more effective at maintaining their own tools. And, well, that's about all I can say for this one. So, you guys have a good one.